Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the craziness of what's going on. Now, we know about this alleged civil war. At the end of the day, it's just some argument online that they have labeled a civil war. Steve Bannon seems to think reparations are in order over this H-1B visas and, reparations are in order for his people. Now, they've been fighting for how long, y'all? 10 days? 10 days? 10 days of fighting online constitute reparations, right? But 400 years of hell don't. These people are not about justice and they never will be. Yes, reparations. He said for the H-1B visa policies, his people deserve reparations. It gets even worse, but I'm going to show you a conversation on Steve Bannon's podcast between Sean Spicer and Steve Bannon. Fair use. And I want y'all to listen carefully, especially when Steve Bannon starts talking. Listen very carefully. Guess who gets brought up? It seems like every time these folks have some falling out, we somehow get put in the conversation. And I know what they're trying to do. At the end of the day, it is how they manipulate us into getting involved. I'm just glad we're at the point where we're now letting these other groups know, no, this is like Gaza, the Gaza war all over again. Oh, where's black people? Where's the black people? No, 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 no. Every time y'all have a squabble, y'all need to keep us out of your mouth. When we got stuff going on, we don't see you. Look, Robert Brooks was just killed. Where are you? We don't see you anywhere in sight. See, when we got our own specific causes, you don't come around and be supportive, but we're supposed to always support you. I got a big problem with that, and I'm glad the rest of the community got a problem with that too. And I'm glad after this last election, our people finally made it to the point where they're saying, we ain't getting involved with your mess no more. No more. You do you, and we'll look after our people. I love it. So let me go ahead and let you listen to this back and forth they had in regards to H-1B visas. And, you know, i- we know Vivek and Elon were talking to white people. Okay. They were talking directly to white people in regards to this whole topic. They weren't addressing us at all. But now it's suddenly, y'all, suddenly it's becoming an everybody problem. It's becoming an everybody problem. And actually, it's not, because they made sure they squeezed a lot of our people out of being in IT. They squeezed us out of it so they could have all them big top paying positions for themselves. But when it comes down to fighting, oh, it's okay to get us involved now. It's okay to recognize our group now. Any other given day, we got low IQs and we're nobody and we need to pull ourselves up by the bootstrap. And all we do is commit all the crimes up in here. We commit all the crimes up in here, which is the biggest lie they have been telling the entire time. So let me go ahead and share my screen. It's going to pop on immediately because it's a video that I uploaded on here. So just pay attention, okay? Just pay attention.
The days I heard this discussion on about H-1B visas, and I put it out there. I literally just tweeted, let's settle this. H-1B visas pro, I'm with Elon. Con, Bannon is right. And 67%, and it trended this way. I made it intentionally 48 hours because I didn't want it to be a flash in the pan. I wanted people to be able to see it, digest it, share it. Look at that thing over there. 92,674 votes. Is this scientific? No. But is this where the people are? Yes. And what I found most interesting, Steve, wasn't just the vote, but I read through a lot of the comments. And what I found interesting about this issue more than anything is that some of the commentary that you have shared goes back to my original comment. For so long, we've been told we need H-1B visas because Americans can't fill this. And we've been just given a blanket excuse. This is how things are done. Suck it up, right? What I read through a lot of the comments and through a lot of the commentary that you're putting out there is no. There is a different way. That's not, you don't have to just accept the status quo. These guys created this problem and now they want everyone to bail them out, right? So we can train Americans. We can reprioritize putting Americans in these problems. We shouldn't just accept the status quo because they say so.
Sean, given the new coalition we've put together, and obviously it's the early days of that, we did it in 16 a little bit, but much more in 24, where you have African-American males now coming to the forefront, either not voting for Democrats and or sometimes voting for President Trump, and you have Hispanics in record numbers. I think over 50% of the Hispanic vote. Last night on MSNBC, when they say, hey, we kind of like what Bannon is saying, but we know they're racist at the end of the day. These guys are all racist, and they refuse to talk about the Hispanic and African-American. I mean, isn't that what this is really about? It's about American citizens, regardless of your race or ethnicity. You deserve a shot at these jobs, and you're not dumber or lazier than people, as guys are saying, that we actually have plenty of people that could step in and fill those, because they're not bringing over the Einsteins. That's obvious, right? Do you think that gets us past this racism charge?
No, because they can't admit that they're wrong. That's the problem. And again, this goes back to the first thing I said about the status quo. We force people into a 4-year college education because we tell them that's the smart thing to do. So they get a degree in gender studies and make 15 grand a year, never pay back their loan, and hope that the government forgives it. Instead of saying, hey, there's these trade schools where you can learn a skill, you can learn to be an engineer, you can learn to work on computers. The system is screwed up. And the problem is that our leaders tell us there's only one way to do things. And what I think more than anything we've learned over the last 8 years, if not 10, is that there are better ways, more common sense solutions, and we don't have to suck it up. If we're willing to fight back, if we're willing to say this isn't the only way, that there are other avenues to pursue this, that if you're not going to change, we'll get rid of you, then, I think that to me is the message. Over and over again, we've learned that we can win. We don't have to accept the status quo. I mean, I think about all these fights, these people saying Pete Hegseth isn't qualified. What are you talking about? The guy's got 3 Bronze Stars, degrees from Princeton and Harvard, served in Gitmo, Afghanistan, Iraq, and somehow because he didn't wear a star on his shoulders, he's not qualified. He didn't work in the defense industrial complex. He's not qualified. Tell me how Dennis McDonough, Obama's VA secretary, who's never served in the military, never worked for a veteran service organization, is qualified. We've got to remember that we've been shown a roadmap on how to fight and win. And if we'll follow it, we will be more and more successful. The problem, I think, or the best thing that ever happened to Donald Trump, I hate to say this, is not taking office in 2020. Because for 4 years, we've been able to get the people, the process, and the policies right. Think about them. And when he comes back in on January 1st, the American people better have their head on a swivel, because it's going to go around like this over and over and over again, because he is going to crush the establishment.
Okay, so you heard what Steve Bannon said, some coalition that was formed in 2016 and 2024, Black men and Latinos. We didn't form no coalition with no damn right. We didn't form no coalition with these idiots. What the hell? I'll be damned if every time these people get in a conflict, they always trying to drag us in it. I knew we were coming up, y'all. It's inevitable. Every time these people get into some squabble, you can best believe they gonna bring us up. They do it every single time. No exceptions. So I'm trying to figure out what this coalition is. I never heard of it. Why would I want to be in a coalition with a bunch of MAGA fools? I would never. Oh, please. Please. No, the only thing, Horace Jennings, you know what they're scared of? That they will no longer get the top paying jobs in this country like they have all this time, whether they're eligible or not. Now they're saying we can just get some visas and bring these folks over to work, and and they'll be here for 6 straight years getting less pay. So now there's some coalition nobody ever heard of, according to Steve Bannon. I don't know what this man is talking about, but let's get to the reparations part. Yes, Steve Bannon says that this civil war is a call for reparations. This is what he said. It's a call for reparations. And I'm trying to figure out, why do these people need reparations? Reparations for what? What done happened to you? Okay. If anything, y'all are overrepresented out here as far as jobs are concerned. So what is Steve Bannon talking about? Reparations for MAGA? Well, I'm going to say to you what you say to my people. I don't want my tax dollars going towards no reparations for MAGA. How about that? And how about now that I got the opportunity to say that about your reparations? I don't want my money going towards reparations because of DEI and CRT. So, white people think they're all of a sudden entitled to reparations because they don't want to learn our history. So, and their kids are feeling bad and all this stuff. No. So I'm going to say to you what you say to us. I don't want my taxpayer money I don't want my money going towards reparations for y'all. I don't want my money to go. Do y'all agree? Should our money go towards reparations because they're not going to get the jobs that they want, and these Indians flying over here with visas, they're going to get the jobs? So should my money go towards their reparations? Well, I don't want to pay. Now, I'm going to say the same thing y'all say to us. I don't want to pay. Oh, man. This thing is absolutely crazy for real. But this is what Steve Bannon is suggesting, and he's mad at Elon Musk, and he is fighting back and forth with him. And at the end of the day, one advantage Elon has, he is part of Trump's administration. Now, why? I don't know, but he is. He got picked by Donald Trump to be in this Doge, whatever the hell him and Vivek is going to do. I just think they're there to be destructive, you know, just being destructive. That's all. Okay. Now, I don't know what happened to my article. It's all of a sudden stuck. Hold on one second. See if I can get this to work. Let me exit. All right, let me try it again. Ridiculous level. Okay. All right, let me try to open this article again. Okay, I think I got it this time. Okay. So let's get into it. So Steve Bannon is saying that because of the policies that the US have for H-1B visas, that his people are entitled to reparations. And I say that sounds like a load of BS to me. I don't see how his people are entitled to reparations for this no more than they were for DEI and CRT. Y'all are not entitled to reparations. What damage was done to you? You just sound butt sore because you're not going to be able to hog up all the high paying jobs up in here. That's really what this anger is about. All right. You are just upset. You can't go out here and y'all cannot hog up every single high paying job out here like you used to. So, Bannon escalated a MAGA civil war Monday by calling for reparations for Americans for losing out to immigrants on H-1B visas who should themselves be deported. Bannon reportedly railed against the program and the billionaire Elon Musk, who backs the visas on Monday, War Room, because that's what his podcast is called, asking guests, including conspiracy theorist Laura Loomer and Democrat turned MAGA Allison, I guess that's Huyan. And he said the visas are a scam. This is what he is saying. H-1B visas, which allow U.S. companies to hire highly skilled foreign workers for specialty jobs, were signed into law as part of the Immigration Act of 1990 by George H.W. Bush, a Republican-elect president. Donald Trump said on Saturday he supported the program. Yes, because Donald Trump have a lot of these H-1B visa workers at his properties. He did admit that. But they have become a lightning rod for the anti-immigration wing of MAGA, who claim they allow employers, especially tech companies, to import cheap labor, wholesale, and undercut American workers. Bannon this weekend used the issue to attack both Musk and Ramaswamy, who until now had been MAGA heroes for their Department of Government efficiency. Elon attempted to calm the war Sunday, saying the program should be reformed. But far from taking, now, we know Bannon is really upset the most with Elon. And, on his podcast, he was talking about the H-1B immigrants should be expelled as part of Donald Trump's mass deportation plans. And I don't know if y'all heard, I'm just kind of throwing this in. I don't know if y'all heard the president of Honduras says if her people are thrown out and deported back to Honduras, she is shutting down the U.S. military base that's there. That's the threat she made on Donald Trump. So she said, if you send my people back, then I'm shutting down your military base here in Honduras. So these companies, not the companies, but these countries are really looking to fight Donald Trump back big time. All right, let me get back to this laughable reparations claim. So the workers that are here on H-1B visas should be deported at the same time we're deporting the 15 million illegal aliens Biden brought across the border to suppress wages to low-income workers, Bannon said. American workers should be hired immediately to fill those gaps. Then we should start discussions on reparations. You know who's reparations, y'all? Reparations for white people. We should start those conversations immediately, according to Steve Bannon. But our struggle for 400 plus years, that shouldn't even be open for discussion. That shouldn't be open for discussion. But some 10-day argument over H-1B visas, that deserves reparations. Reparations need to be on the table for that, though. Oh, these people are a trip. Oh, they are a trip, y'all. They are a trip. Boy, you gotta laugh. For real. 400 years of hell, that ain't worth reparations. A 10-day argument online. Now, all of a sudden, we need to have talks about reparations, but not for us, though. Not for the people that look like Steve Bannon. That's who we need to be talking about reparations for. Boy. So, reparations for descendants of those forced into slavery have been frequently discussed in the recent years in the US, opposed to by Republicans particularly, but to call for reparations for US citizens who are allegedly losing out on jobs. Okay, so you should get reparations for that. Okay, there are plenty of jobs you can apply for in America. You do not have to apply for these jobs. There's other jobs that pay very well in the country too. What difference does it make? Y'all always hire each other when you're not even qualified now. So what difference is that going to make? So because Bannon's people are losing out on these job opportunities, they deserve reparations. But the descendants of slaves that still go through hell to this very day, they don't deserve anything. Uh-huh. So Bannon and Loomer aim much of their fire at Musk, a prominent Trump backer during the campaign who spent hundreds of millions of dollars to boost his reelection. Musk strongly backed the visas last week after Loomer criticized the incoming Trump appointee, launching, they went back and forth, and he ended up demonetizing her and throwing her off of X. So, so Loomer and Musk said she's not doing anything but trolling for attention, claim she was suspended from X and her account demonetized over her stance on the issue and criticism of Elon Musk. I think that a lot of people have a hard time speaking truth to power, or afraid of taking on billionaires. This is what Loomer says. I don't even like this woman. Screw her. I'm just skipping over her. Uh, they realize that their input to President Trump is being overshadowed by the richest man in the world who has an ulterior motive. So, does he really support MAGA and the America First agenda? We translate that to white people first. Okay, that's what that is. And he's trying to push the neo-reactionary political movement so we can establish a monarchy. And well, it ain't gonna be no monarchy here. That's kind of stupid. So Bannon previously hailed Musk for his support of Trump throughout the 2024 election. He said on Monday he wasn't singling him out, but he said that wealthy types like Elon and David Sachs are just coming to party. They've got their own set of belief and their own economics, Bannon said. That's not MAGA economics. That's not America First economic. And it's certainly not American systems first. So they are just, like I said, they're just butt sore that they are not going to have first dibs at the top paying jobs in this country. That's all. That's all this reparations talk is about. But like I said, when they talk about their reparations for this H-1B, I'm going to just give them the same answers they give us. I don't want my money going towards you. I don't want my money going towards, I don't want somebody like Steve Bannon having reparations from my hard earned money. I'm going to really put it out there. Yes, I am. Mm, mm, mm. This is nothing but entitlement talk. That's all it is. They're entitled and feel entitled and feel like no matter what, whatever are the best jobs or the best paying jobs, they should always have first dibs at it, even if they're not qualified. Steve Bannon, please don't mention the black community anymore. Keep us out of your mouth, especially pertaining to this squabble y'all having among each other online. We're not even included in that, and I don't want to be included in your squabbles. Just keep our names, keep the black community out of your mouth. Y'all never want to be helpful when it comes down to us, but we always got to have your back. I'm done. So, anyway, Horace Coates, thank you for becoming a new member. Soraya, thank you for the super sticker. Dark Skin Brother, thank you for the super chat. We got to remember everything these devils do. It's to spite us. Yes, you're right. Rita Williams, thank you for becoming a new channel member. Coach Roebuck, thank you for the super chat. We should all launch startup companies, hire our own people as managers, directors, and supervisors, then finally hire a bunch of foreigners on H-1B visas to do the heavy lifting for us, just to spite them. Dark Skin Brother, thank you again for the super chat. I don't want my tax dollars going to nobody white. How about that? And I don't like that my tax dollars went to Asians either. KD, thank you for the super chat. They scared the immigrants are turning on them, not just black people. Tell it like it is. Thank you for the super chat. They want reparations for a problem they caused. Talk about pissing on your own Cheerios. Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. They did cause this problem. We don't have no say in what foreigners come to this country, nor have we ever had that say. We don't have no say like that. So, no, yeah, you're right. They caused this whole problem with the visas, and they caused it by taking advantage of people and corrupting the entire process, because that's what they do. Everything they put their hands on, they corrupt. And this is just one more of those things that's corrupt. They want foreigners to come over here and work for half the salary that they would have paid Americans. So if you are in IT right now, and let's say you get 90,000 a year, the foreigner coming over here is probably going to get 45K. They gonna cut all them salaries in half. And that's what they're gonna pay these foreigners. Dr. Sharon, I said that a few years ago. That was a great comment about our tax dollars. We should demand tax refunds on all monies that went out of this country to the illegals, right? I said a few years back that we paid taxes into the system and we got substandard education. We got police that do not protect us. And, why should we pay you for that? You should refund us every single tax dollar. So if you don't want to educate us right and you don't want to give us proper policing, then give us our money back. Mhm. Well, yeah, they don't, they know they don't want to give us those jobs. That's why Elon and Vivek did not address us. They were addressing specifically white people. They didn't address us. Any foreigners coming to this country, they're not coming for our jobs. They're not coming for our jobs. You didn't hear them saying, oh, yeah, they're going to come over here for those black jobs. They don't want our jobs. They want the highest paying jobs in the country. That's what they want. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And see, these foreigners, they come over here and act like they're better than us, but they don't realize how badly exploited they are. They're not getting the best salaries when they come over here. Yeah, you're in a high-tech job getting half the salary that they paid the somebody that's American. Thank you for the super chat, dark skin brother. You said these devils messed up the whole planet. That is unheard of. Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, and on those visas, they get to stay for 6 straight years and work. You know? And that's what they're going to do. and they're going to keep bringing them. And Donald Trump said he wants to lift the restriction on how many can come into the country. He wants them to come in big numbers into the country. Mhm. Yeah, well, I'm just, like I said, I was wondering how long it was going to take them to bring up the black community, and you see what Steve Bannon of all people is sitting there doing, bringing up the black community and faking up some talk on some coalition that nobody ever heard of. Yeah, the coalition started in 2016. It did. It did. Now we're being told we're in a coalition. We don't have no say. We're just told we're in it. Please. Mhm. Well, yeah, now I heard, I guess because of the that cyber truck that blew up in front of Trump's hotel, I've been reading articles on how they're saying they're going to have to beef up security for the inauguration. I said, I bet you will. I bet you will beef up the security. He done pissed off so much of his base. I wonder if anybody's going to even show up for his inauguration. Dr. Sharon, thank you for the super chat. Hold on, I want to make sure I read it. Your collaborations with Big Judah and the others are awesome. By the way, my edges are growing back in with your oil. Well, thank you. And I'm glad you are getting some good results from the hair oil. Thank you. And thank you for the super chat. Sanara Smith, thank you so much for the super sticker. Yeah, Leonard, I don't recall being part of any coalition, especially with MAGA of all of all things. I don't want to be in no coalition with MAGA. I wouldn't even go out and walk a dog with MAGA. Okay, I don't want nothing to do with them folks. Not now, not ever. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I just wanted to give you the latest of what these people are trying to pull, trying to suck us in. But we ain't falling for that mess. They can miss us all. So, everybody, please enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And I will get the Bible study up soon. And that'll probably be like around 4:30 today. Tell it like it is. Thank you for the super chat. They can't fathom having to stand and fight alone. So they try to put us out front. Yeah, well, they can miss me with that because I'm not going out there for them. I ain't going to be out there on X on their behalf. I'm not doing nothing on their behalf because they don't do nothing on ours. So, everybody, stay warm because it is cold as, ooh, it's cold here. It is cold. And we got snow coming on Monday. It's freezing. I hope you're a lot warmer than I am. That's for sure. Shalom, family.